Deeper, and this is WNXP, Nashville's music experience. Was good.
Myself in the middle of
thinking. I know the temperature is warm. I'm in the next room, sinking, falling apart, finding the reason. What was it for mother thinking? I know the temperature is warm. I'm in the next room, sinking, falling apart, finding the reason. You're sleeping, it's feeling I'm lost. I found my way, constant to be. Yeah, come on, light, stay lost. I found my way, constant to be. Yeah, come on, light, stay lost. I found my way, constant to be. Yeah, come on, light, stay lost. I found my way, constant to be. Yeah, come on, light, stay lost. I found my way, constant to be. Yeah, come on, light, stay lost. I found my way, constant to be. Yeah, come on, light, stay lost. I found my way, constant to be. Yeah, come on, light, stay.
Hey, it's Celia in the Sonic Cathedral at WNXP with my friends and yours, Deeper from Chicago, Illinois. Welcome to Nashville, guys.
What's G?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
You are a few days into your tour in support of your new album, Careful, which is exclamatory, so I have to say it like that.
Yeah.
Are you being careful on the road? First question.
Oh yeah.
We've been actually, we've been little babies. Getting to bed early, eating healthy food.
Yeah. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So you got to take it easy.
I did kind of, it was our day off yesterday, and we all ate ice cream at a truck stop.
Whoa, now.
Yeah.
And then I made a hot dog with their special sauce at the truck stop as well.
Is that being careful?
That's not being careful. It's being a little crazy.
Yeah.
There's like new colors on the hot dog that I'd never seen before.
Good.
Yeah.
You need a cheat day here every here and there.
Yeah.
That's being careful.
Yeah.
Having a cheat day.
You guys can be rock and roll and still go to bed after watching football.
Yeah,
and live to
yeah.
see another show.
Yes.
Well, we're so glad that you're here. I personally love this record, so we're going to share a lot more tracks from it. Thank you for playing songs in our Sonic Cathedral. Your last record before Careful came out right at the beginning of all of the, black hole that I don't know if you even think about that so much anymore. I want to talk about the new record, but can you take us back to that time? Did you immediately start writing when you were shut down? And so you started forming Careful in 2020, or did you take a pause and come around to writing more recently?
We, for some context, we were in the middle of releasing Auto Pain, our second album, and the world shut down. I don't know if you guys remember this thing, like you were saying earlier, the black hole. And so we all just we were in New Orleans when that happened, and we were in the middle of it was another 2-month tour that we were on, full US and then European run. And so I went home, we all went home, and I was like, I told my now wife, I can't just watch TV for months on end. I had to do something with my time. So I started writing songs in my bedroom and started sharing it with the guys. And I don't think anybody really wanted to write music at that time. There was so much stuff going on, not only just COVID, but just everything happening. So those songs slowly kind of got morphed into deeper songs. When it first started, I didn't even really think they were deeper songs. It was just a way to practice and make sure that we didn't lose it, because it kind of felt like music never was going to come back for a second there. And I know that's a little dramatic, but it was a weird time.
Well, also just to rewind, it was like the first month that we were home. It was like, okay, let's cancel the rest of the U.S. tour, and then in like May we'll jump on the Europe tour, and then so I think for a few weeks it was kind of like I wasn't really in a writing mindset. It was just like, okay, let's just kind of take it easy, and then once we kind of settled into the reality, it was like, okay, like let's start sharing like demos, and there was this software at the time called Splice where you could like share like Ableton sessions. And so then like, Nick could write something and it would pop up in my session and vice versa, so that we could like iterate a lot faster. And, kind of like, I think that's why the record maybe like sounds different, has some different dynamics, is because, it was kind of informed by us like a lot more like iterative editing versus like all writing in a space together.
Which is what you'd done previously? Like jamming out songs and just figuring out how you wanted it to sound by playing live together.
Yeah, that's how we did the first 2 records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wondered how these songs came together because, yes, there's distinct parts. I think of you as a guitar rock band. Like some of the most memorable moments to me are these guitar licks, and maybe that's how the song started. And then you're saying you iterated.
Yeah. Were
you able to get together in person eventually to hammer these out the way you wanted them, or not until you get into the studio?
We did a little bit. When we like were first sharing them with each other, we hadn't played like in the practice space. We hadn't met up. We had maybe seen each other at like some outdoor things, but we weren't really ready to like kind of be packed in a room quite yet. So when we finally decided to like book some dates at a recording studio, we were about to do a tour with this band Ohm, now Phenome. And that was the first time we had really played with each other, and we were just kind of learning the Autopain songs still, so it was kind of a crazy experience going on the road about a year after the album coming out and finally giving that one justice. And we had so many people coming to the shows that like knew the lyrics, and that kind of like put fire under us to make sure that we could finish another album, because it felt like before nobody had listened to the record. And turns out they did. So
yeah, I will say there was one thing, like releasing a record at like the end of March of 2020 is like, you're like, does anybody hear this? You feel like you're just kind of like throwing things into the void. And so it was nice when we started touring to see that the record resonated with people, and that definitely like inspired us to kind of keep going after like a period where it's like, is this worth like continuing on? So yeah.
So we booked the time. We booked like 2 weeks at the recording studio that we mixed Autopain, called Palisades, which was probably too much time, honestly. It was like by like day like 8, we're like, what do we do? We're just kind of like,
because you were done.
Well, no, I think we were just a little burnt out. I think you need like a little bit, like little breaks in between, like sonic breaks, and like come back to songs like a week or 2 later, and you can actually like hear it. You kind of get like, you lose your ear after too long of being in the studio.
Good.
We felt like we were muddying up a lot of the songs. Like we had an old version of Sub that we just kept hitting over and over again, and it just never felt right. And then maybe 9 months to a year later, we went back to it, and then got it to where it is now.
Yeah, I think having 2 weeks in the studio, like everything that we would do would be like, cool, we've got like 11 more days, we'll come back to that. And then so it's like there wasn't like a sense of urgency, so like it just took like 14 days to maybe record the same amount of stuff that we could have done in like 8 or something like that.
We started spending like 2 hours a day just like doing like ambient jams to start the day, and then we were like, we're gonna use a bunch of this. And
did any of that make the record?
I mean, maybe one day. No, nothing on the record.
Anything
now,
is on there.
It'd be fun to release some like, I don't know, like ambient.
Yes, please. I'm here for it.
I think it's like 2 hours of music that it needs to be.
Yeah. We could whittle it down to like 25 like good minutes, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One thing I love about your band is that it does sound really tight, and like all these songs we could play on the radio, but I know you're capable of like rocketing into space and just, so when you guys rehearse, do you like not just in the studio?
All the time, yeah.
Just have to like rein it in some?
I think Everynight's a really good example of that. Like that's I think the only song that we wrote together in our space about like 6 months into the pandemic. You can tell like the outro of Everynight, we kind of just went to space and we're like, let's go as weird as we can, and then honed it into this final version.
There was a version of Everynight where like the end of it, gets like really crazy. There was a version where like the drums totally dropped out, and it was like way more experimental. It was like almost like
9 Inch
It
Nails.
was like 9 Inch Nails
Okay.
type. Yeah. Like the drums come back and it's like crazy. But so that's what was good, at least about having 14 days, is pursuing like various versions like that and then like, kind of pulling it back in.
I was thinking, of course, I mean, it's in every review you read, but just as a listener, I definitely hear Cars. I love some Television, that guitar licks I'm talking about. Definitely Bowie.
Yeah.
But you all have a lot more tools at your disposal than some of these classic records that might have inspired your sound. So can you get nerdy a little bit and talk about finding tones that you like and maybe what you stuck to with all that time to experiment?
Yeah, I like when we first started playing music together. I met our original guitar player Mike Clausen in the suburbs of Chicago, and he had like, I don't know, like maybe a DL4 and like a reverb pedal, and I was playing like folk music at the time. I was like, I have no idea what this is, but I was just trying to like make him think I was cool, so I pretended like I knew what it was, and then going from there, it was like you just kind of get obsessed with them. So we've all kind of slowly started collecting pedals, and it's more fun that way. Putting your guitar straight in it. Like vintage amps are cool, but like, I don't know, having like your own sound and tone is way cooler in my mind. And just like when you're like a kid in your room and you don't have anybody else to play with, like pedals are your best friend. So
Yeah, and I think also like, especially with this record versus the previous ones, like since we were all like stuck in our apartments, like using like production tools as new instruments, and so like on a track like Fame, like when we had like the initial drum beat, I was like, I feel like it would be cool if we could almost like have like the drums like roar or something. So like running the drums through like a delay plugin, and then just like kind of like having it like really like feedback and kind of like affect that way was kind of a different way to do it, and maybe something that we wouldn't have done like in a practice space. And same with the track Glare. Like I recorded the guitar part, and then I was like, it'd actually be cool if we just like kind of like made like micro loops or these like little samples of the different guitar parts. And so at the end, it's kind of like building and building as the different samples like layer upon each other. So yeah, I definitely utilize like production tricks a lot more on this record to kind of extend the sound.
Yeah, the driving drums, like this is like a running record for me. Not that I run all the time anymore, but I used to. And
yeah,
it's go on a
somebody
mix.
gets you in here, they're like, I've never seen you run before.
They're like fake news. How's your drumming changed, if at all, since the last record?
I think, just over the years playing with Nick and Drew and now Kev, just watching them use their pedal boards, I was like, I want to like try and specify my tones in the drum world as well. And then I got an SPD like when we first started and wrote our self-titled, but now I like have some drum triggers where we're able to hone in the tones a little more. And like I really like a real fat sounding snare, and just trying to like hone in how I tone the snare, and it feels great. But we're trying to land a version of Fame where Drew affects my triggers through his pedal board, and we're almost there. So hopefully by the end of this tour, y'all could hear that live.
Science. I love it.
Yeah, we really like build up our songs in the studio to a point where we really can't play them live. And then the like months afterwards, when we're trying to get ready for tour, it's just us like banging our heads on the walls, like, why do we do this to ourselves? Like,
I also think like the previous records, like having written them in the practice space, they were conducive to like, okay, this is how we're going to play them live. And now with this, it's I felt like we were kind of freed from like trying to be like a band that's just like playing the same version of the songs that we did on the record. So it's been fun to try and explore like, how can we do this? Like, okay, there are like 6 instruments on the recording. Like, how can we kind of restructure this? And I mean, there's even some of that on Auto Pain where, I'm like jumping from guitar to synth and back to guitar and stuff like that. But yeah, I think on this record, it was like a lot more strategic. Like, okay, how between the 4 of us can we occupy all the space that we need?
Well, if this session was any indicator, you guys are doing a great job recreating these songs for live as a 4-piece.
these were the easy ones. So.
Okay, sure. So people have to see you on tour to see the whole thing, watch you struggle
Right.
and run around instruments. Yeah, you're on tour in the U.S. right now as we speak. And then you'll be in Europe for a little bit. And then maybe a little rest at home, holiday season
Yes.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Already excited.
Yeah, I'm driving down to the desert and gonna stay down there for a while.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who knows what sort of spooky tones will emerge then?
Well, that was like
LP4.
that was part
Yeah.
of like recording the record. My wife's from Tucson, so we would take our dogs and just drive down there and spend like a month down there during the winter. And like just like driving through the country and like listening to demos and just I like the Bowie thing that you were talking about earlier. Like I listened to so much of his like production. Like I got really obsessed with Iggy Pop. So like when you're going through the desert, it's perfect music for that, you know? So that was like a huge influence on it. So I'm hoping maybe get a little spark of something for the next one.
We're waiting. And then in the meantime, release the ambient stuff.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
You got it right at your fingertips.
Some like winter release or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not on the business side, but we are fans. So Deeper, thank you for being at WNXP and thank you for this great new record. It's called Careful. It's off on Sub Pop Records. And you're welcome back here anytime.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.